Hello everybody, this is Pitch Black here. Welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to be showcasing all of the Doctor Who merchandise I've been able to collect or been able to obtain throughout October so far. I've got a lot of Doctor Who merchandise to go through because it's been my birthday and I've had a couple general purchases throughout the month. But yeah, so I've got quite a few things to go through, so this may or may not be a multi-part video. I'm not sure yet, depends on this little raw clip video thing lengths. It kind of depends on how long the raw video is going to be. If it's 30 minutes, I'll probably split it into two 15-minute long videos. But anyway, as this is my first piece of Doctor Who merchandise that I'm going to show you, and this is one thing I got for my birthday, which is today, and in October. But this is the first piece of Doctor Who merchandise I was able to obtain, and it's this extremely beautiful kind of Doctor Who large comic print, which looks absolutely beautiful. So yeah, get a very nice little look at it here. Nice slow little pan. So yeah, there you go. So yeah, it's absolutely massive, this thing, as you can quite clearly see. Yeah. So yeah, and that's the amazing Doctor Who comic thing that I was able to obtain. And now on to other bits of Doctor Who merchandise. Okay then, the first thing I'm going to show off in this video is probably the oldest bit of Doctor Who merchandise I actually have in my entire collection. For my birthday I received a super vintage 35-year-old Doctor Who annual. Yes, I got a Doctor Who annual that's literally 35 years old. It's the Doctor Who annual from 1979. So yeah, absolutely, looks really cool. Looks very old as well, because it is old. So yeah, and then there's the spine, and then there's a look at the back. Please note I am currently not accepting any review requests. So yeah, looks really cool. And there's that. Alright then. So now we're moving on to my kind of favourite genre, kind of like medium of Doctor Who, and that is the books. So far I've been able to obtain 7 books in October, 4 for my birthday and 3 general purchases throughout the month. First thing I got at the start of this month was the Quick Reads Silurian Gift. I saw this in Easton for £1, so I might as well get it. So let's look at the front, spine, and then the back. And the blurb reads off: "The Silurian Gift. My new fire ice will solve all the problems of this planet. The world is on the brink of crisis. As fuel runs short, society begins to break down. One man seems to have the answer, but is it too good to be true? The Doctor arrived at an old oil refinery near the South Pole. Concerned by claims about this new form of energy, he soon discovers something huge and terrifying is stalking the refinery. Sounds very Fury from the deep. It brings death and destruction in its wake. The battle has begun for planet Earth. A thrilling all-new adventure featuring the Doctor as played by Matt Smith in a spectacular hit series from the BBC television." So yeah, there's that. Okay, just put that to the side. Next up I've got a couple PDAs, Past Doctor Adventure books, and first one I'm going to be showing in this video is Deep Blue. There's a look at the front, the spine, and then the back. Again, this book harks back to another fantastic Doctor Who classic, and that is Horror of Fang Rock. Let me read off the blurb. When a lighthouse keeper reports seeing a ball of light plunging, what am I saying? plunging into the sea of Tabora Sands. Unit sends Mike Yates to investigate. The last thing he expects to find there is an old friend with a new face. The Doctor and his companions arrive on a pleasant beach in the 1970s, hoping for time off after their recent adventures, but they do not get to relax for long. Violent incidents are at an all-time high in the area, and people are going missing, or else changing to something more than human. The Doctor soon realises a sinister presence lurks in the cold seas of Tabora Sands, a presence with sinister designs upon humanity. Featuring the 5th Doctor, Tegan, Turlough and Unit, this adventure takes the Titan Warriors of the Deep and The Awakening. So yeah, there's Deep Blue. Next book I got is the first ever PDA Doctor Who book, and Past Doctor Adventures, what you want to call them, and that is the Devil Goblins from Neptune. And yeah, there we go, the Devil Goblins from Neptune, which rolls right off your tongue. Let's look at the front, the spine, and then the back. Let me just read off the blurb. From the outer reaches of the solar system, alien eyes are surveying the Earth. Eyes as cold and cruel as the methane ice that shrouds their distant world. The Doctor is perturbed with when a spate of deaths follows the breakup of alien mass in the atmosphere, but this is merely the latest incident in a sinister conspiracy that threatens the entire planet, and the Doctor himself is embroiled in the plans of all the players. The Brigadier's concern is heightened by the possibility of traitors at the very heart of Unit, leaving for Geneva to discover the truth. He little realises the deadly motives of an enemy agent on his own doorsteps. The Doctor and Liz, meanwhile, discover that London doesn't have a monopoly on alien invasions. What are the gargoyle-like creatures that kill without mercy? What do they want from our planet, and how do they figure in top secret governmental plans? As the lines between allies and enemies begin to blur, the Doctor finds himself fighting to save the Earth once again. But who will he be saving it for? Featuring the 3rd Doctor, Liz, Shaw and Unit, this adventure takes place between the TV stories Inferno and Terror of the Autons. And there's all the Past Doctor adventure books that I've obtained in October so far. Next up, I got the new series hardbacks. Let me show off the first one. First, let me show off Blood Cell. The Blood Cell. Let's look at the front, the spine, and then the back. Release the Doctor, or the killing will start. An asteroid in the furthest reaches of space, the most secure prison for the most dangerous of criminals. The Governor is responsible for the cruelest murders, so he's not impressed by the arrival of the man they are calling the most dangerous criminal in the quadrant, or as he prefers to be known, the Doctor. But when the new prisoner immediately sets about trying to escape and keeps trying, the Governor sets out to find why. Who is the Doctor? And what's he really doing here? And who is the young woman who comes every day to visit him, only to be turned away by the guards? When the killing finally starts, the Governor begins to get his answers. Ooh. Oh, sorry about that little wobble. Next book is Silhouette. There's a look at the front, the spine, and then the back. Vastra and Strax and Jenny? Oh no, you don't need to bother them, trust me. Marlowe Hapworth is found dead in his locked study, killed by an unknown assailant. This is a case for the great detective, Madame Vastra. Rick Bellamy, bare-knuckle boxer, has the life drawn out of him by a figure dressed as an undertaker. This angers Strax the Sontaran. The Carnival of Curiosities, a collection of bizarre and fascinating sideshows and performers. This is where Jenny Flint looks for answers. How are these things concerned? How are these things connected? And what does Orestes Milton, rich industrialist, have to do with it? As the Doctor and Clara join the hunt for the truth, they find themselves thrust into a world where nothing and no one are what they seem. And there's Silhouette. Alright, next up is The Crawling Terror. Let's look at the front, the spine, and then the back. Well, I doubt you will ever see a bigger insect. Gabby Nicholas is putting her son to bed when she hears her daughter cry out, "Mummy, there's a daddy long legs in my room!" Then the screaming starts. Kevin Alperton is on his way to school when he is attacked by a mosquito, a big one. Then things get dangerous. But it isn't the dead man cocooned inside a huge massive web that worries the Doctor. It isn't the swarming, mutated insects that make him nervous. With the insects becoming more and more menacing, the Doctor knows that unless he can decode the strange symbols engraved on an ancient stone circle and unravel a mystery dating back to the Second World War, no one is safe. So there's The Crawling Terror, and one sec. Sorry about that. And the final book I've got for my birthday is the pretty much mountain-sized or huge hardback novel of Sharda. It's absolutely bloody huge, this book. So yeah, let's look at the front, the side, and the back. It's got a brief blurb here. At the age of 5, Skagra decided emphatically that God did not exist. This revelation tends to make most people in the universe who have it react in one of two ways, with relief or with despair. Only Skagra responded to it by thinking, "Wait a second, that means there's a situation vacant." And that's a little quote from the book. And then inside of this 400-page beast, we have the actual blurb. From the unique mind of Douglas Adams, the legendary lost Doctor Who story completed at last. The Doctor's old friend and fellow Time Lord Professor Crontis has retired to Cambridge University, where nobody will notice if he lives 4 centuries. But now he needs help from the Doctor, Romana and K9. When he left Gallifrey, he took with him a few little souvenirs. Most of them are harmless, but one of them is extremely dangerous. The Worshipful and Ancient Law of Gallifrey isn't a book for time tots. It is one of the artifacts dating from the dark days of Rassilon. It must not be allowed to fall into the wrong hands. The sinister Skagra most definitely has the wrong hands. He wants the book. He wants to discover the truth behind Sharda, and he wants the Doctor's mind. Based on the scripts from the original television series by the legendary Douglas Adams, Sharda retells an adventure that never made it to the screen. This epic lost adventure from 1979 features the 4th Doctor and Romana as played by Tom Baker and Lala Ward, written by Doctor Who's then script editor Douglas Adams. And that's all the books I've got so far this month.